up to the gas station. I gotta stop playing. I'm really pushing the limits right now. I know my car though. If you guys always run low on gas like me, you kind of already know your car. What's going on, guys? We're starting off the vlog with my phone. I wasn't really expecting to film today, but that's why the quality may look different because I'm on my iPhone. Pull up to a random gas station and they just so happen to have some E85, which is perfect. I was not expecting to see some E85 over here. Huge thumbs up for E85. Let's go ahead and fill up. All right, low on gas. And just like that, we got 20 bucks of E85 in the car, almost a full tank. Well, let's go ahead and get back on the road. Gosh, this thing sounds like a jet. Just made it to the shop. So Kai is actually installing subframe and differential risers on his car. He's got the whole subframe job. Everything is literally taken apart. The whole rear end has been taking off. The bushings, the stock ones have been a pain. I literally just pulled up, but on a scale of 1 to 10 difficulty,
Touch was like a 1.
This is a 10.
Touch was a 1. This is a 10.
Every task he just gets more harder, huh?
Look at this.
See the whole. It's crazy. Working on the last bushing, got the rest off, got the diff ones out. Literally just had to like drill through the rubber, hammer them out, just literally whatever you can do to just knock them out.
Yeah, the easiest would be to burn them off.
Just so you can knock them out. But yeah, I'll probably go more in depth with like what these things actually do, subframe and differential risers. I actually have them on my car and I don't really have an install video on my channel, but I do have like an explanation video like explaining how these things work, what they do to the car, and why you need them if you plan on going really low. So sometime in this video, I'll actually explain how these things work. So, yeah.
Oh gosh. Look. Is it going through? I can't tell. Ooh. What a mess.
What a pain. Literally had to cut, pretty much slice it in half and then hammer it out over here. What is that?
Hard working man.
Now when I had this done to my car, this was like 3-4 years ago, I think. Somewhere around there. I just took it to the shop and had them take care of it for this main reason. Like, look at this.
Look at
mess. It's just dropped. The whole subframe is literally off. Definitely something you'd need a lift for. This would be sick though, having a lift. Having my own shop, this would be pretty dope. So how do these things actually work on the car? Say we have the subframe So this will be the subframe. This is kind of just going to be like a weird drawing. This is the diff, and these will be the axles. So this is what it would look like stock, as we can say right now. So wheels, axle, diff, and subframe. Not lowered. This is how the car comes stock. Say it looks like this. Now when you lower the car, since you put coilovers on which are shorter than the stock springs and stuff, it pretty much makes the wheel closer to the body of the car. So your axles will go up like this at an angle. Essentially it looks like this when you lower the car. And a common issue with the FRS and BRZ and 86 is this part right here. There's a lot of stress in this area right here on both sides, and that is called the CV joint. And that's what pretty much goes out with these cars when you lower it. That's like the so-called clicking axle. When the CV joint is going bad, you'll notice like this weird clicking noise. I'll try and put a clip in right now. I don't really have any good clips of what it sounds like. It's this clicking noise that goes faster and faster as you drive faster. So the point of these risers, so say we install the risers, we got our drawing again, axles. When you install the risers, it actually evens out the axle angle. So say your car looks like this when it's lowered, it has this crazy angle. You put these little risers, which are like solid bushings for the diff and the subframe, pretty much goes on top of the diff and the subframe, and it raises this whole assembly up towards the body of the car. So when you move this up, it pretty much evens out the axles right here, making it look like this, which looks like stock. So as you can see, there is no axle angle anymore. The CV joints are pretty much perfectly straight, and it'll pretty much prevent this from happening, this crazy angle, which is very bad for your axles. So that's essentially how these diff risers and the subframe risers work for our car. A lot of people ask me like, should I do this before I lower the car? Do I have to do it? Is it like a must? And the question to that really is it all depends on your car. Kind of weird. I've kind of asked around. Some people have crazy axle issues, some people don't. Some people are like stanced, like slammed to the ground, cambered out, and have never ran into a single axle issue. And there's some people that are like lowered like an inch and run into like so many axle problems. It's kind of weird. In my situation, I ran into it a lot. So that is why I took care of the risers like this. Just so I can, it's kind of like a peace of mind, just so I know that it'll be taken care of and that I won't have to deal with this anymore. Like I said, it depends on the car. Some cars just have a lot of issues, some cars never have to deal with it. So it's kind of like a hit or miss. One thing to keep in mind, these bushings are probably like $200 for both of the sets, and the labor itself is pretty much going to cost more than the diff risers itself. So labor for me costs around like $360 to take it to the shop. Because it requires a lot of welding, you have to drop the whole subframe like you guys saw earlier. And it's a lot of work for like a garage type of install. So I wasn't really mechanically inclined at the moment, so that's why I had a shop take care of it. So just keep in mind when you're looking into these, like around your budget, you know, you're gonna spend probably around $500 to $600 installed for labor and the parts itself. I guess I'll go ahead and give you guys some quick tips while we are talking about this issue. So both the left and the right axles are the same exact thing. A lot of places are gonna be like, need a passenger side axle, do you need a driver side? Just keep in mind they are the same exact thing for each side, so it does not matter. I had to change out my axles at least 10 times on my car, and that's a lot of times. And if I were to buy all those axles brand new, that would be thousands of dollars. So if you have one in your area, check your local junkyard and try to find some used axles. I spent like, I wanna say 70 bucks, 50 to 70 bucks at a local junkyard to get each one. And that saved me a ton of money. So if you guys can, if you guys are looking for one, if you guys broke an axle, check a local junkyard anywhere really, see if you can get it shipped from them so you can save a ton of money instead of buying a brand new one, which is like I think 400 bucks for each side. If you guys need an install, like a detailed walkthrough on how to install one onto your car and replace it, I do have a video which I will link down in the description below, and I'll probably put it at the top of the screen. It's scary at first, but once you do it again, like it's just like the back of your hand, like you learn. Yeah, hopefully this made sense talking about this whole axle issue, and hopefully you guys learned something. Again, don't be scared if you don't have this on your car and are like lowered. Like some people have to deal with it, some people don't. And if you do break an axle, it's not the end of the world. You know, majority of people don't really run these risers, so it's not the end of the world if you don't have them. But like I said, if you just want to be safe, I would invest in some diff and subframe risers just for the peace of mind and just to know that your axles don't look like this.